Hello, my name is Jake Parsons. This is my presentation on programming languages. A programming language is a formal language that comprises a set of instructions that produce various kinds of output. Computer programming languages are used to write programs or algorithms to control devices such as printers, disk drives, robots, etc. A big part of this theory of computation, which classifies languages by computations they are capable of expressing. Turing languages can implement the same set of algorithms. Markup languages such as XML and HTML, which define structured data, are not usually considered programming languages. However, programming languages and markup languages share the same syntax of computational semantics is defined. Here's the first part of history of programming languages. Early computers like Colossus were programmed without help of stored program, but by modifying circuitry or setting banks of physical controls. Shortly after, programs were beginning to be written in machine language. Two forms they used to do this were called decimal and binary. Machine languages were then called first-generation programming languages. Then came the second-generation programming languages, also called assembly languages. Here's the second part of the history. Next came the first high-level programming languages, or the third-generation programming languages in the 1950s. John Mauchly proposed a shortcode in 1949, which is the first high-level language ever developed for an electrical computer. Not like machine code, shortcode expressed mathematical expressions in understandable form. However, it had to be translated in machine language every time it was run, which made this process much slower. Here's a set of programming languages that were established between the 1950s and 70s. APL introduced array programming and influenced functional programming. AOGOL refined both structured procedural programming and the discipline of language specification. Lisp, implemented in 1958, was the first dynamically typed functional programming language. In the 1960s, Simula was the first language designed to support object-oriented programming. C was developed between 1969 and 1973. Prolog, designed in 1972, was the first logic programming language. In 1978, ML built a polymorphic type system on top of Lisp. Here's a graph of the most popular languages. As you can see, C has been well used and is the most popular. Another major topic is syntax. This is used to signify the structure of programs without considering their meaning. Syntax analysis is a task performed by a compiler which examines whether the program has a proper associated. Syntax pretty much is just a set of rules for a program. Semantics in a programming language is used to figure out the relationship among the syntax and the model of computation. It emphasizes the interpretation of a program so that the programmer could understand it in an easy way to predict the outcome of a program execution. Here's the conclusion overall. Programming languages have played a huge role in the world when it comes to maybe even just a toy or even a high-tech computer. As time goes on, programming languages continue to advance more and more, which gives the world more opportunities to create different machines. Who knows? Maybe this world will just be full of robots in the future thanks to technology.